Hello, welcome. All right, so this is our third day of the 90-day web design challenge. Yes, and it has been going well. The first 2 days went so well. We were able to design the Netflix and then design the Apple hero section as well. So which is good. So the main purpose, the main goal of this challenge is for us to encounter different design challenges, different scenarios, and be able to tackle it. So from tackling it, we'll be able to, build capacity and when next we encounter it, we'll be able to know, okay, this is what we are going to do, this is how we are going to approach it. You see? So this is it's really a good thing that we are doing it. So let's keep up the momentum till the 90 day. You see? All right, so let's go into the work. First thing, if you look here, we have this guy here at the top, which what we call this is an alert, top bar alert, because it's at the top bar. So it's a top bar alert, and then we have the logo, which is actually an SVG, not an image, because when you right click it to download, you can't see anything like save as. It's not there. It's an SVG file. Then we have the menu items, and then the contact button, sign in, get started, and then this guy here, which is the language, this in the language feature. So we are not going to design this because this function is actually coming from a plugin. So maybe later on I can make a separate video about this. So we're not going to design this particular one. Okay, then we have the title, the hero section title, and then the subtitle, paragraph, these two buttons, and this guy here, plus the video. Yes, you see how the video was made big. So remember, there's in the last tutorial we did, not the challenge tutorial, I mean the web design tutorial we did, I talked about something big, something medium, and something small. That is, in every good design you have to be something big, something medium, and then something small. Now if you look at this layout, it's very evident. Even the two layout we did, the Apple hero section and then the Netflix hero section, if you look at if you look at it, you're going to see that something big, something medium, and then something small. Every good layout have it, so you have to keep it in mind whenever you're designing something. It makes the hierarchy stand out, as in it gives the design, whatever design you're doing, it gives it a balance. It maintains good hierarchy on it. All right, so let's dive in and let's see. Okay, so here is my canvas, my design canvas. So I'm going to add a single column layout. So inside that single column layout, I'm going to drop in my image. Okay, but before adding in those stuffs, I have to download the things I need, like this video here and then the Hotjar. Remember, the Hotjar logo is an SVG, not your normal image. So how do we download it? There's this extension I have here, SVG export. So it's a browser extension. So if you don't have it and you're finding it hard to download that logo, just go search on your distance, search SVG export extension. So SVG export browser extension. Once you search it on Google, I believe this is it. That's the first one here. Let me load up. Yes, okay, here's it. You can see the logo here. Here's the logo icon. So you just download it, install on your browser, then you have it here. If you don't see it among here, simply click this icon here, and then maybe you see it like this. Probably it will be like this. Then you have to click this pin icon here to pin it. So once you do that, you will see it listed among here. So I'm going to use it to actually download this Hotjar logo. So I will simply click it. You can see it's going to show me all the SVG files that are here. So I'm going to download this. Download selected. Okay, here we go, and maybe just name it SVG export Hotjar, so I know what it is, and save. Alright, so I think that's the SVG file I'm going to download. Then the next thing is the video. So to download the video, I have this where is it? Not this. Yeah, this video downloader plus. So the video downloader plus, is also an extension. So use it. Once I click it, it's going to show me. Okay, so here they are. Probably let me download this one here. These are the same videos, but it's showing me in different formats. Here's the 960 times 540, 640 times. So let me download this highest one, the 1280 times 720. So let me download that one and save. Okay, I think I'm going to put MP4 there so that you know that this is an MP4, and then save. Alright, so now that we have downloaded the resources, the stuff we need to enable us design this site, let's go back and start designing. Okay, so here's our SVG file. I'm going to drop it, and I'm also going to drop the video. Okay, while the video is loading, let's continue with the design. So I just added the Hotjar logo, but of course you can't see it because the screen is still white, the backgrounds are still white. So let's go and get the color of this background here. Color picker. Alright. Okay, so let me drop in the color. Okay, so now we have our logo, right? So I'm going to click it and align it to the left hand side. What else? So we have the menu. Okay, so let me drop in a menu widget. Okay, so let me simply just give it a white color so that at least we can see what we are working on. All right. Then the next thing is buttons. So we have 3 buttons here. One is styled differently. Then we have this and we have this. So I'm going to drop in a button. Okay, then I'm going to duplicate these buttons. Alright, then final thing, this one that we really don't need it to design it for now, because what will give us this function is a plugin. It's an entire different plugin. We are not going to go into it. Maybe on a separate video I will explain about how to do this. Okay, so here we are, and okay, on the menu, let's go back to the menu again and actually fill it up. So we have products, solutions, pricing, case study, and so product, solution, pricing. Okay. Products, solutions, pricing. Then what else? Okay, case studies, resources. So case studies and resources. Okay, then if we look at this guy here, is a drop down. This is a drop down. This guy is also a drop down. Of course, these are drop down of mega menus. So what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to design the mega menu, but I'm going to add the icon beside it. So on the products, simply put this here. then on the solutions and then resources, also put on the drop down. Okay, then of course the icons, you can change the icons, you can change it from here. So what, I think they are using an angle, kind of an angle, so yeah, I think this one here. All right, okay, then coming to the first button says contact cells, so write it contact cells. Okay, then the other one is signing, the other one is get started free. Okay, sign in and get started free. Get started free. Okay, next thing is we are going to make it side by side, but before doing it, making it side by side, let's actually design this, like let's make our button look similar to this. So the first thing is this one. So let me see the color here. You can see the color of it. I'm copying it out. Then we have the font size of 16, and it's using a Roboto, yeah, which is a free font. That means we can actually use it. So Roboto and 16 pixel. Then the font weight is 500. So let's go into it. So here is the first button. Make sure this icon spacing is set to 0. So far you're not adding any icon, so the icon spacing should be in 0. Then we go here and on the, before doing anything on the topography, you just want to remove the padding and then remove the background. Okay, then the color, add the correct color on it. Then let's go to the background and change it to Roboto. Then 16 pixel and the 500 font width. Okay, so we have gotten this. Then the next one, which is oh, there's something I'm noticing now. The color we added is actually the color on hover, not actually the color, the main color. So actually the color on hover, when you hover on it, you see. So for me to get the, I think I'm going to use the color picker instead. So even the color picker is not getting it, because I have to hover on it. Immediately you hover on it, it's kind of a change. So now I have to click inspect element, and from inspect element, so here's the, you can see the A, which is the anchor. So that's the link. So let's see if there's any color. I think this is it here. This is the color here. Yeah. Copy it out. Then let's paste it. Yes, that's the color. Alright, so we have gotten this. Then the next thing is this guy. So let's see how it's made up. So we have same thing, 16 pixel Roboto, then okay, the padding, this padding 0 pixel and 15 pixel by the two side with a line height of 16. Maybe that's why it works, because they have a line height inside the button. Then font weight 500. Okay, so because this thing this one and the other one are similar. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this button here and then change it to sign in. Oops. Sign in. Then go back and on my background, of course, will still be transparent. Then the border type solid, 1 pixel, I think 2 pixel. I think they are using 2 pixel because if you look at it, it's bolder. So they are using 2 pixel, and I'm going to use the same color that we just copied. I think it's 1 pixel. It's really 1 pixel. Yes, 1 pixel. Okay, so but the padding is set to 0, so we need to work on it. So maybe let me put 10 and probably 16 and 16 by the side. Okay, let's see how it's looking. Okay, looking similar. Alright, then I think the border radius, what border radius are they using? Let me see. Okay, the border radius is not shown here, but from looking at it, I think this is a 3 pixel. So we're going to make sure we add on the border radius, add 3 pixel there. Yes, that's it. Okay, then I have to delete this signing here. I have to delete it. So the next thing is the other button which says get free, get started free. Okay, so we can actually duplicate this, to save us a lot of work. Duplicate and just type in get started free. Then go to the style, and now the background have to be a color, whereby this color inside, let's see if it's the same as the background. So the color inside is actually black, really black, but you can use black there. Actually total black, yes, you can use that. Then when you hover on it, our hover color comes in, which we can get that hover color from here. Remember, we already added it here, so you can copy it, then come over here, go to hover. So the hover background color should be this. Remove this. Okay, so this is it. Of course, the border color as well. You have to add the hover on it. Okay, then this guy, of course, when you hover on it, it becomes, I think it becomes 2 pixel. The border around it becomes 2 pixel. So let's see. You already have your 1 pixel border in the normal. So on the hover, 2 pixel. No, this doesn't work. I think 1 pixel all around. This is where you can write a little bit of CSS to do that, because Elementor here didn't make it so, which to me doesn't even make sense. Why will you have 1 pixel in the normal stage and then 2 pixel when you hover on it? Like, doesn't make sense. So this is actually like a standard. Then maybe what I will do is I'll change the color, to be our hover color. So the border color, so that when you hover on it, you can see when you hover on it, kind of a little bit dull, right? Okay, so now I have to delete this guy. Okay, so now we have this. Let's make it side by side. So I'm going to click on the container, go to layout, scroll down to the direction, and then make it this way. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Now we have to make everything here centered, right? That's it. And then we have to make it, I'm going to this logo, make it grow. So I'm going to put grow here. Then go to this one, put grow as well. Go to this. So all of them have to have a grow in it, so that they will all align. Okay, so the other one, click it, go to advanced, and then okay, so this is what we have. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to add a height to the header. So looking at this, I feel this is like a 60 pixel height. So let's add 60. Okay, yeah, that's 60, probably 40, and 60 or 50. I think 50 is better this thing. Yes, 50. Okay, then the next thing is we are going to style our menu items, because we haven't styled it. So let's click it. Looking at this, what do we have here? We have a font. There's this font we have here, and there. Let's see what the font there. That's Ambit. They're using Ambit. Let me see. For this guy, same thing. They're using Ambit. There's a font called Ambit, and this Ambit, I don't know if it's if you can find it in the font free fonts. Let's see if it's there. No. So because Ambit is not there, I think we are going to look for a font closer to this. So a font closer to this type of font is a sans serif font, but it has a twist. We called it a Grotex. So if we click on this filter in the Google font, let's scroll down. I think okay, they didn't have it here, but I can simply type it. Grow text. Okay, so you see, once you type it, all the fonts that are under the grow text, they will show up. So I think this very one here at the top, this space grow text, I think it is similar. If you're looking at it, it's very similar to what we have here. So let's use it. So I'm going to click here, and the typography, change it to space grow text. Okay, let me get the other properties of this. So we have the color. The color is white, and the font size is 17 point. 17 point. I believe they are using either they are using RAM here, or they are using clamp. Clamp. That's why you suddenly have these little fonts here. So they're using CSS clamp, or they're using RAM. So, but let's just copy this, and then scroll down. So the font size is normal font width. Okay, so we go back here, put the font we copied, which is 17 something, and then the font weight is 400, which is normal font weight. Okay, but do you notice something? When we added the 17, this whole thing become bigger, whereby here is smaller. It's because of the font. Yes, because of the font. The font we used, I think the font they are using, the Ambit they are using, has a smaller size. It's like a smaller sized font, whereby this Ambit is like a bigger size font. So 17 pixel in Ambit will be smaller than 17 pixel in space grow text. That's what's happening here, and that's why you can see this is small, but when it comes here, this is big. So this tells me that I have to reduce. Like, I'm not going to use the 17 they are using there, so I have to probably, let's see how 16 is going to look. Oops. 16 is even still big, so probably 14. Yeah, so we're going to put 14 there, and 14 will also be in the other ones. Yes, so 14 here and 14 in these other guys. Oh no, let's leave it as it is. Let's leave it the way it is. I think the 14 is even too small here. Probably make it around 15. No, now it's too big. So let's keep it at 14. Alright. So moving on. No, not moving on. We still have some other things to style. You know, when you hover on it, it disappears. It becomes black. So from here, but when you hover on this one, you see what is happening. So there is this stuff at the top. You know, this border at the top when you hover. So how do we achieve that here? Okay. So let's see the drop down. Nope. Any toggle responsive. Okay, go to style. So here on the style, space between, distance. Let me look at this again. Okay, there's actually a padding, and not space between, but rather a padding. Okay, so we are not going to use space between. Distance from content, we're also not going to use it. Alright, then here's a divider, but that's not what we want. Okay, I think a way of doing it is we are going to go to the hover and border type on hover solid, then we give it, I think, around 5 pixel, and that 5 pixel we are going to use the reddish this thing. So let me get it. Okay, copy it and paste it. Okay, let's see what we have so far. Okay, I think the 5 pixel is too much. Probably they are using 3 pixel. Alright, so we add 3 at the top. Okay, let's see. Yeah, much like it. Alright, much like it. And then when you hover on it, of course I want it to still maintain the color, the same white. So when you hover on it, it should be the same white. So the only thing that changes is this guy. Okay, but there's another thing you notice. It feels as if it moves. It feels as if it moves, goes down when you hover on it, which in this case is not doing that. So this is because we added border, 3 pixel border in the hover, but there's nothing, the border is not there in the normal. So we also have to add it in the normal as well. So 3 pixel, but in this case we have to make it transparent. So that's the trick. We make it transparent in the normal, so you can't see it. But when you hover on it, now you see everything is now steady. It's no longer that moving. When you hover on it. Then another thing. In fact, let me make the height of this. Let me make the height somewhere around 80, so you see what I'm trying to say. Now, when you hover on this, you can see where the reddish border, where it stops. It didn't cover the entire stuff here. It didn't cover the entire height. But in this case, you can see their own is covering the entire height. So why is this so? There's something else we have to do. So take note of this. We have 80 pixel on the height. So now let's go back to our menu. So on the menu side, um, the divider, I have to toggle on the divider. So here is the divider, toggle it on, and then the width have to be the same. You know, not the width, the height. The height have to be the same as the height of our header. So I'm going to put 80 there. Now, of course, when you do that, you can see the color. Let's just add a white color so you see what is going on here. So you see, but we don't need that white divider, we don't need it. So you already know the drill, you already know what we're going to do. So we simply make it transparent. That's the trick. Or probably instead of making it transparent, we may actually not add any color there and simply make this 0. So the width, make it 0, so it will just disappear. And now when you hover on this, no, it should be at the top. Why is it not acting that way? It should be at the top. You know, this is a difference between the menu widget and the WordPress menu, because this thing I just did here, if I do it on the WordPress menu, this thing is going to align perfectly. So why is this one different? Why is this different? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Alright, so here is the border padding. You can use padding to gauge it, but you know, this method is usually the cleaner method, but it's not working on the menu widget. It could work on the WordPress menu. Now it will require me to create those pages, you know, create the pages in the menu and then just bring it here. We should not just see if we can do it here. If not, we use the WordPress menu. So here at the top, maybe add like 40 at the top, 40 at the bottom. In this case, it's not going to give us what we need. It's not going to give us what we need. Okay. How about making it stretch? Yeah. Make it stretched. Make it stretch, but it's not working. It's not working. Toggle effects. Okay. So I think you can see this effect is now working here. So we use the WordPress menu. So let's go into the WordPress menu. Let me quickly go into here and get my menu. So on the menu, I'm going to create a new menu quickly. So let me do that. Okay, so maybe I'm going to call this Hotjar menu, you know, something like that, and then click create. Okay, after doing that, I'm going to go to custom links, and then on the custom link, I'm going to put all this product, solution, pricing. It's going to take a bit of time, so let me quickly do it. Okay, so I have added all my menu, so let's click on save menu. Alright, Okay, so I've went ahead and added the menus here. Okay, so let me quickly go back here and drop the menu. So here's the WordPress menu. Going to drop it. Oops, going to drop it somewhere around here. Okay, so now this is it, and okay, align. Okay, so the pointer have to be overline, not have to be on the overline. Then no, overline. Then fade, animation fade, which is good. Okay, so full width here and toggle align to the right. Okay, these are the normal stuff. Then coming up here, let's see. The topography, of course, have to be space. Okay, and this guy have to be 14. Yes. Then of course normal width. Then this have to be okay. Then the pointer 3 pixel at the top, right? Okay, so the space between have to be 0, padding 0, and probably this guy here have to be like 16. Yeah. And of course you can't see the pointer now, so we're going to copy the distance. Let's copy this red color again. Okay, so going to the hover, the pointer color have to be the red, so that when you hover on it you can see it. Alright, then let me take back this header. Let me take it to 80 so that we can demonstrate this better. Okay, so this is 80 and you can see it's not giving us this same vibe, right? Okay, so let's bring back the divider. So going into the menu, so this divider, let's toggle it on. Then the height have to be the same as the height of our header. So put 80 there, then put 0 here to disappear it, right? Now let's see. You see, now it's working as it should. Okay, so but we are not going to use the 80 height, right? So we are going to reduce it to, I think we're using 50, right? So now going back to the header height, change it to 50 again, and here we go. You see, so that's it. We're able to use the WordPress menu to achieve it instead of the menu widget, because as you saw before, the menu widget couldn't give us this exact styling. Of course, you can use CSS and still make it look this way, but we are trying to use purely visual designing and not code whatsoever. Okay, so now let's go into the next section, which is the hero section here. Let me copy this guy, copy. Then I need a two column layout. So here I'm going to drag in my heading, duplicate it, then drag in a paragraph. Then I'm going to copy, let's see, okay, I'm going to copy this button and paste here. Okay, then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the background here. So let me copy the background and then add the same background here as well. Alright, then let's see the size. What's the size of this? Let's check the size. So on the size we have, okay, we have this. So let me copy it. And then how about the weight, the font weight? Font weight is 600. And how about the color? The color is white. Okay, so going back here, white color. course, the font family have to be space grow text, and then paste in the font size we copied and make sure the font weight is set to 600. Okay, next thing is I want to copy this guy. I want to copy it and paste it. Okay, then copy this guy as well, paste it in the second one. Okay, change the color to white. Make sure your first heading in a page, make sure is set to heading 1. Make sure. Then the second one should be set to maybe something else, heading 2, heading 3, whatever. Then let's see the size. What's the size of this? Okay, the size is around 22. And how about the font weight? Same 600. Okay, so going back here, space. So we put the space and then put the size. Make sure this is 600. But looking at this, you start seeing like it's a little bit bigger than this. But we're still going to come to that. Let's continue with the whole thing. Let me copy this. Copy. Then go back here and paste it. Okay. Then of course we are going to make it white. Have to be white color. Then how about the size? So let's see the size they are using here. So they are using okay, so you can see they have a transparency here. There's a transparency of 0.6, even though it's a white color, transparency of 0.6, which gives us this kind of gray. Then they are using a 17 pixel, okay, which is ambit. Remember, ambit tend to be bigger, so we have to use like something like 14, so that it will look similar. Alright, but this guy here, this grayish color, can turn it to hex and get our hex color. So let me actually copy it. So I'm going to give it that same hex color, yeah. And then the font size, remember it have to be space grow text, and then put 14 pixel there. Okay, so man, this whole thing is still a mess now, okay, but we are getting there. So on the second column we are going to add our video, right? So we add our video on the second column, and okay, so now adding our video. So remember, the video source should not be YouTube in this case, because we are actually downloaded the video. So you have to set it to self-hosted, and then here you see choose your file. So click it, and I think this is our file. So select. Okay, and the file is going to show up at any moment. Then autoplay, nope. Player control, yes. Loop, nope. Mute, nope. Download button, no, we don't need download button. Okay, this poster, yes, we need this poster, or even the image overlay, yes, because they are using it here. You can see this is an image overlay, and it's only when you click it then the whole thing start loading. Wait, let me refresh this again so you see what I mean. Okay, so here's the image overlay. So they are using this as the image overlay, and I think we didn't download it. So let's actually download it now. Where is my this thing? Not this one, yeah. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Okay, not this one. I think, yeah, this one here. So I'm going to download. Yes, download. Alright, so we have it. Now on the poster, I think, is it the poster, or is it the image overlay? I'm not sure, but let's try two of them and let's see. Okay, let's wait for it to download. Okay, here we go, and we click select. All right. Yup. Okay, so it's acting as a poster here, but we can still see the control, the player control, which is quite different, from what we have here. What we have here is that there's no player control, only this play icon here, and then when you click it, that's when the video comes up. So I think this is not what we need. So it's on the play image overlay. So we click it, click here, and then okay, we select that, and okay, so you can see now it's getting closer to it. Of course, the icon looks different from this icon here. Maybe you can try to attempt, you can like attempt to have a similar icon. Let's see what we can do to have an icon closer to that. So on the image overlay, we have a play icon, and here is an icon. So we can actually upload our own SVG icon. We simply go to the icon library and then select one. So when it comes to things like this, you can see this icon is custom made. The Hotjar people are the ones that designed this icon for themselves. They designed it this way and they use it in their design, which is good. So we can do the same thing, design our own SVG icon, then upload it here, or download an SVG icon from site like icon8.com. You can download it there, or we can simply rely on the icon library that is here. So probably maybe use something like this, and which actually in a way, I think in a way it looks similar. No, I don't think it looks similar. Maybe let's just use this. I think this will be a better option. Yeah, I think this will be a better option, and that's it. Okay, maybe make it smaller. Maybe you can make it smaller, or simply leave it this way. It's already as we want it. So if we go to image overlay, the icon size, of course, you can make it smaller, and then change the color to let's get the color. I think this same is using the same color. You see, when I hover on it, it does. So it's using the same color as our buttons. So let me go to the buttons and copy out those colors. So copy this, go to the image, and then here paste it. Okay, but being that this icon is totally different, so we can't actually see it. We are not seeing it that much. So unlike what we have here, right? So for contrast, remember, in anything you're designing, you have to think of the contrast. So because of that, I'm going to go with something different, which is using the reddish color. So let's copy out the reddish color from somewhere, that is from the menu we designed. Then come back here, paste that. Maybe increase this thing to 55 or probably 60. Okay, so now it looks obvious in the eyes, or even make it bigger, like 70. Yeah, so you can see it. There's no way you can see the play icon on it. All right, so the next thing is the height. Now we need to look at the height of this hero section. So let's see what is going on here. Maybe I think they use padding instead. So we can give a padding of probably 100 at the top, 100 at the bottom. Okay, so this is what we have. 100 at the top, 100 at the bottom. No, I think it's looking, probably have to be like 80. 80 here, 80 here. Yes, I think now it looks more like it. Then another thing is, if you look closely, you see there's a border in the header. So how do we actually get this border? Because we can still get it from here. Let's see if the border shows up. Okay, it didn't. So I can right click, inspect element, and then look for the border. Okay, not this. Probably navigation is in here. Is in here. Maybe it's not on the header, but rather in the hero section. Let's see. Sometimes this thing takes some time for you to find it, but we can actually gauge it. So I can use something like so on the header, go to style, then on the border give it a solid, then at the bottom put 1 pixel what. So we can use white, and then of course if you use white, look how it's going to be, right? So probably we can use this same color as we use here. Yes, this same guy here, which is actually white. Yes, actually white that is transparent. So yes, let's go back again to the border. So here is the white color, and then we make it transparent, bring it down maybe somewhere around here, and let's see. Okay, so we have to bring it more down, you see. So let's bring it down again to maybe around here. Let's see. Okay, so now it's looking much like it, but still need to bring it a little bit up. Okay, let's see. All right, so this is it. Okay, maybe I will still bring my own up a bit because it's too faint. Or maybe around this size. Okay, yes. So this is it, and okay. So the height, I think is too close. You see, the border is too close to the bottom. So this tells me that probably the height is not 50, maybe 55. So I can go up to the layout, change it to 55. Let me see how it looks. Okay, yeah, it looks much like it. Then remember our menu divider, so we have to go back there, go to the divider and make sure it's 55. Yes. Okay, everything looks good. And the next thing, this guy here is reddish. So how do we achieve that? This is where a little bit of code comes in. You can't do with code in this case. You just have to put a span here. Whenever you want to target something, put a span. So wanted to know, that's yes, from here we put a span, close it. Oops. Wanted to know, then close it. Let me go and copy the reddish color because we need that reddish color. Let me copy it. Okay, so let me go back to the headline again. So we have added a span, the opening span, and then the closing span. So because I want to target this particular word, so I'm going to go to the advanced, scroll down to CSS, and on the CSS I'm going to put selector span, then color, the reddish color, and this is it. So and that in the space between these guys, the space between the text and the video, we have to do something about it. You can see it's touching each other, so we have to, like, though looking at this, I think they gave this like a 40 and this guy like a 60. Okay, so let's go to this column here, make it 40, go to this, make it 60. Okay, so you see what I'm saying. Is it 40, 60? I think probably this should be like maybe 55, 45. I think that's it. 55, 45. Yeah, somewhere around there. Then we give it a spacing, the gap between these two columns. So clicking on the main container, scroll down to the gap. So probably use a 40 pixel gap. 40 pixel gap, yes. Okay, that's it. Now we have to reduce the size of this. Remember, we have to reduce it. So maybe reduce to something around. Let me click it. Go to style. Instead of 45, probably 40. Okay, let's see. Okay. Then one thing I forgot about this whole thing is the width of this site compared to our own width. Our own width is wider. The width they're using here is like around 1000 or 1080, so let me just use eyes and gauge it. So here I'm just going to put 1080. Let's see. Okay, you see, that's the same thing. That's 1000 1080, and I'm going to do it on the header as well. So 1080. All right, so it's looking much like it. Then here comes the tricky part, this button. Okay, so let's see how we are going to achieve this button. This button. If we use a button, of course we could simply copy out this guy, paste it here, right? You can paste it, change the color to this blue. Let me get the color of the blue. Okay, this is the color of the blue. So start free with Google, right? Start free with Google, and then change the color to the blue, and then change this to white. Of course, the icon, give it an icon of a Google. Here's the Google. You can use this and give it a space of 8. Okay, then inside this column, because remember they are not side by side, right? So inside this column, make this column this way. Now everything is jumbled up, right? So make sure the wrap is set to wrap. Okay, and then of course the justify content have to be start, align items, start as well. Okay, so this guy here have y is too spaced out this way. Now we don't even need to apply this. The mistake is coming from here, so click it, remove the grow from it. Remember we copied this from the header, which we need the grow, but here we don't need the grow here. So we click, go here, remove it. Now there's a border around this, so I'm going to go here. So this border, maybe just give it the same color. Give it the same color as the background. And here we go. So we can do it this way, but of course it looks different from this. So how do we actually try and get exactly this? How do we? So by the way, when you hover on it, there's a dark blue. I don't know if you see it, there's a dark blue. So let me see if I can get the dark blue here. Here is the background hexa code. Let me see if this is the darker blue. Okay, so when you hover on it, what color do you want it to be? Okay, yeah, that's it. That's the darker blue. That's the darker blue. So I also add it in the border color. Okay, so but we're trying to replicate this, right? So we have to approach it in a different way. Um, so I'm going to get I'm going to use maybe an image widget, or maybe an icon box. Uh, icon list. We use an icon list. Now, if we use an icon list, it may not serve us. So maybe an image box here. I can use an image box. Then remove this guy here, and make sure this is set to span, and then go back here, set this way, center. Let me change the color so at least you'll be seeing what is happening here. Okay, so here we go, and spacing, we are still going to come to that, but let's add our image. So this guy here, this image, let's see if we can save it as oops, no. So this image, let me see if I can get it from this this is our download stuff, image downloader. Let's see if it's among it. Okay, it's not among. So this is where we can download a Google, this Google icon, download a PDF version of it, which is a transparent version of it. I think I already have it. So I already have it in my laptop. So let's see. I already have it. Oops. Coming, let me check it. Okay, so I can't find it on my laptop. I thought I downloaded it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out the Google icon, SVG. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so maybe this icon finder. Click it. Let's see. Okay, so this is it. Now I can decide to download an SVG or a PNG. I think let's download an SVG instead. I think the site is still loading. Let's wait for it to load. Okay, so it has loaded properly. Now selecting SVG, you can download the PNG or the SVG, anyone. So, but let me download the SVG. Okay, so logo Google. Alright, so save. Okay, so from here, let me upload it. Alright, so let me select. Okay, so this is what we have, and let me simply copy the text from here. Copy, go back here and paste it. Alright, so on the image box, okay, it's set to full size. Is this actually what I need on the image? I think instead of image box, let's actually do this with an icon box. Yeah, because something an icon box have that the image box didn't. So let me drag this down here. Okay, so same thing, change this to become a span. Remove this guy. So let me paste the text here. Okay, so this guy here, the view is what it didn't have. The view, you can't see it in the image box. You go back, you can see it. So that's why I'm using icon box instead of image box. Okay, so clicking here, go to style, change it back again to this way, center. Let me go to the color and make it white. So we'll be seeing what we are working on. So we see what we're working on. Alright, so from here you can see upload SVG. Click it and select my SVG. Alright, so now on the view, I'm going to set this to stack, then make it a square. That's perfect. Then go back here to the icon. So on the icon, the primary color have to be white. Okay, so we're getting there gradually. So the size, we do the size to somewhere like 20, then padding, maybe give it a 10, 5, probably a 4 or even a 3 padding, then increase the size to maybe 25 or 24, 25, yeah. Padding, maybe make it 2 or 3, I think 3 will be okay for now. Then what else? The border radius, maybe use a 4 or a 3, use a 3 for the border radius. Okay, then the content, let's go to the content. Now the content have to be similar to the size we have here. Right, so let's click it. Let's see what we have on the topography. So we have a Roboto, 16 pixel, 500, this thing. So let's click here, go to the content. So the topography have to be Roboto 16 pixel, 500. Okay, then I'm going to go to the advanced, scroll down to paragraph, and then add my blue color here. Let me go and copy the blue color. So copy it, go back here, background, and then paste my blue color. So we're getting there. Of course, the blue on hover, let's get the on hover color as well. So on hover, this is the blue, copy it, go back there, and so on the background on hover, I'm going to paste it. So when you hover on it, so far this is what we have, right? But of course we have to make it look similar, right? So let's see, remember the pattern we have here. Let's look at it again. So we have, what pattern do we have for the button? Let's go to style, scroll down to, okay, 10 at the top and bottom, then 16 pixel by the left and right. So let's do the same thing here. So here on the advanced padding, so 10, alright, so 16 pixel by the left and right hand side. Okay, so now is where we start making something quite different. But before we do that, let me just go to the border radius. I think the border radius we have here is 3 pixel, if I could remember, yeah, 3 pixels. So let's put border radius here as well. Scroll down to border. So the border radius 3 pixels. Okay, so now here is where we style some certain things to make it look very, in fact, let me delete this. We don't need this again, right? Do we need it? Don't need it. So let me delete it so it will be here and you'll be seeing it side by side. So now on the left hand side, we don't need 16 pixel. So probably need a 1 pixel or thereabout, I think, or even, yeah, a 1 pixel. Need like a 1 pixel there. Then at the top we need like a 1 pixel again. At the bottom we need like a 1 pixel again. So but you can see things are not quite aligned. And why is that? So let's go back here. This is set to center, okay, and this guy here, the title, of course, why is it not aligned? Why? Let me see. Okay, so the align self have to be centered, yes, so that everything will be okay. But now it's kind of too small. So what do we do? What do we do to make it bigger? Of course, what we do to make it bigger is on the icon. I'm trying to figure this out, but I think I already got it. So on the icon here, the size, make the size bigger. Not the size. Put it back to 25. Make the padding bigger. So maybe around 5. And this is it. So maybe we can still make it a little bit bigger, maybe 7. Look, 6. I think it's getting too much. Maybe make this like 27. Yeah. Okay, so now we're getting there. But look, oh, these are actually too small. These are really, yeah, you can see these are really smaller stuffs. So I think you can still get away by having it to be small. Maybe make it 4. Right? Make it a 4. Then reduce this to 25 instead. Yeah, so this is it. Then do the same thing. So maybe 5 as well here. 5 pardon. Then on this one, reduce this one to also match it. So scroll down to this guy here. Maybe make it 8 in this case. 8. And let's see. Oh, but this whole thing is not aligned to the center, which we are going to fix that from the column itself. So on the column, align item, center. You see it, so that it will be centered. Okay, so now I have to go back here again. I think the 8 pixel I gave it is not working. Let me put it back to 10 pixel again. Let me see, so I can actually see what it is. Okay, 10 pixel. I think I have to just increase this a little bit, increase the icon a little bit to probably 26, so that two of them, the height of two of them will be the same. And here we go. So we were able to get this. You see, we're able to get it. Now the space in between those two icons are different. And here says start free with Gmail. So we have to change it. Change this guy here to say start free with Gmail. So start free with Gmail, and then spacing in between. So on the column you have to go down here to the gaps, and let me open up this. put maybe, let me look at the gap again. Okay, somewhere around 10. So 10, and then maintain the 20 here. I think 10 is too much, maybe 8. Yeah, 8. Alright, so you see, here we go. This is it. And I think the font size is smaller. Our own font size is kind of big. Let me see. So font size 16, and they are using Roboto. So why is our own, I feel like our own font is kind of bigger? Why their own is smaller in some aspect? Okay, so maybe, for me to design it exactly, this already looks good. So maybe we just make it 14. Yeah, go back here to the content size, make it 14 as well, so that it will be the same size as what we're doing. Okay, now I have to reduce the icon here. I have to go to the icon part. So reduce it, probably reduce this guy to 24. Yeah, okay, so now it looks much like it. Then finally we have this guy. I'm going to copy it. Now all I have to do is duplicate this. Okay, so let me just duplicate this. Yes, and drag it from here. Drag it and drop. Okay, so then I'm going to paste this guy. I'm going to paste it here and make sure the space under, make sure I remove it using the negative margin. So minus, maybe around minus 22, 23, minus 20, 22. Yeah. Okay, so and that's it. That's it. We were able to get this done. Of course, the mobile responsiveness, we start doing the mobile responsiveness. So let me quickly go into the mobile responsiveness. So click this, open up this. Let's see. Alright, so now we have a problem here. Oh, but first of all, we haven't totally aligned this. You can see the alignment is not working. Alignment is not working, so I have to click this. Make sure this is set to grow. Yeah, set to grow, and the alignment is off. So let's see why the alignment is off. This guy is set to grow, and okay, alignment should be aligned to the right. Same thing with this. Align to the right. Align to the right here. Same thing with this guy. Align to the right. Only this and the logo should be aligned to the left. Alignment, left hand side. The logo, alignment, left hand side. Okay, let's look at it again. Yeah, so now we are there, but if you look, these guys are very close to each other, unlike what we have here. So what happened? What happened? So let's click on the main container, and then here, instead of using just use 8. Probably, wait, before adding it, let me just remove this. This guy here shouldn't have a grow. Yes, shouldn't have a grow. This one, same thing, shouldn't have a grow. And this, we now have a grow, and the other ones we now have a grow. So going back here, I'm going to make this 8. Alright, and here we go. Let's look. Okay, there's more space in here than this guy here, so you can add that space. Just simply click it, then on the padding. Maybe just add like 10 pixel by the right, and that's it. So we're able to replicate that. There's a lot going on in this tutorial, and as you can see, it's taking more time, but we'll be able to do. So now let's go to the responsiveness. Let's actually see what responsiveness they have here. Okay, let me change this to iPad. Okay, as you can see on the responsiveness, this is how the layout changes. This guy is here, this guy is here, this guy is now here. Okay, and these other guys are here. Okay, so it means okay, let's see. Okay, I think let me do this in a second video, right? Let me do the responsiveness in a second video, because this video is now getting so long. So let it not be so let me not drag it so long. Now we have gotten the layout, right? I've gotten the first layout. So on the second video, I'm going to do the responsiveness and also do this guy here. So check out the next video apart from this. Thank you. If you have any questions, just ask on the group or send me a personal image, a personal message. You know, ask or you ask on the group. Then post your work. Remember to post, post your work on the group. Then post it on your timeline as well, not just Facebook. If you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, if you're on Twitter, post it as well. With the hashtag LWN_90-day challenge. Post it. Tell your friends to also join us. It's not just about people who are into WordPress design. This is design purely. This is UI UX, being able to design it. So you can use Figma to design, you can use Webflow, you can use Bricks, you can use Breakdance, you can use Gutenberg, any design tool, even Canva, Photoshop, Illustrator, any design tool that you feel like you are comfortable with and you can use it to replicate this design. You are free to join this program. The main purpose, remember the main purpose is for us to be able to build capacity, to be able to build good designs, to be able to encounter different scenarios in designs and see and figure out a way to solve it, so that we build capacity and become world-class designers. Thank you, and watch out for the second video where I will do the responsiveness and everything. Bye.